Hello everybody, welcome to the Daily Brick. My name is Nick, and today we are looking at set number 43249, promptly named Stitch. This set is based on the iconic character of Stitch from the movie Lilo and Stitch. You're going to hear that name a lot in this episode. But yeah, there are a lot of really interesting details on this set that do incorporate into the character very well from animation into this buildable version of him. I will say, however, this is definitely an odd choice for a sort of Stitch-based set. I think that since we did get the Lilo and Stitch house in the same wave, it does make it a little bit better. We do have quite a few of these buildable characters, one of which being the brand new Marie that was just revealed 2 or 3 days ago as of recording of this video, which it is December 4th, so we do have some time before that set does officially come out on, I believe, January 1st. But this is definitely a route that Disney and LEGO have wanted to take for a little while, considering that we do have the Stitch, we have Angel, we have the Marie coming out, we have Simba, both Lucky and Penny, and I'm pretty sure it's just Lucky from the 101 Dalmatians, so we do have quite a few of these buildable characters. They all look great, they all come out to be pretty cool. I'm pretty sure that the Simba is my favorite, just because of the whiskers. I love those antenna pieces in the dark tan, or the light tan color. We'll get to that later, but this is definitely an interesting set, just because a lot of people don't really go out of their way to pick this set up if they're not a buildable character fan, and that's totally fine. I get it. I'm not one myself. I don't really like the buildable characters outside of Disney. We even have characters like Gizmo, so LEGO really does like doing the large-scale buildable characters, but it's something that I am not personally a fan of, and I don't know how many other people, just speaking from experience, would go out of their way to go and grab this. However, it's Stitch, so I completely understand why it's been made, just because this will fly off the shelves, even if it was, you know, a different colored Stitch, hence why we have an Angel already, because this set probably did fantastic with sales. Let's get into the details so I don't just keep rambling on about that. So Stitch uses quite a few colors in his skin tone, or his fur tone, you could call it, and there are a couple different versions of blue. We have Dark Azure as the main coloration, and you can see that along the ears, along the legs, and the arms, layered with some light or medium azure, and that color does in fact sit underneath a lot of the dark azure, just to give some different textures and some different depths of fur. I really like that detail. Like, you can see the entire jaw is made out of the medium azure compared to the dark azure. So there are a lot of really good color swaps throughout this that sort of give it depth and some different fur thicknesses, stuff like that. There is also dark blue incorporated into this a lot, more so on the back than the front. You can see on the bottom of his paws, as well as the back of his head, kind of has that stripe, and the different, I don't know, on the actual Stitch, he does have like blotches of the dark blue, more so circles than any sort of like straight lines, but you know, it's LEGO, you're gonna have some discrepancies between animated and a physical form, so that's definitely cool. I love that they tried to incorporate those details pretty well, and I do love the ears. I think that my favorite detail is the right ear, in which you can see the small notch up there at the top. You can see they used one of these 1x3 double-sided slopes, and that just gives him the little notch in the ear so perfectly. I think that that looks really good. It does sort of cut off the back of the ear a little bit, but you know what, that's totally fine. His ears are really thin in the movies, but yeah, it's pretty cool. For the feet, they actually have these 3x3 circular tiles in dark blue, and actually those are dark blue. It looks black for a second. His toes are in black, just these little humped pieces right there, and then his legs are formatted in a way to make him look like he is sitting down with his legs out, and those are just attached by some Technic ratchet joints, so those are pretty clever usage of those pieces. As you go up, Stitch is actually wearing a Hawaiian shirt. That Hawaiian shirt is made in bright light orange, and that goes all the way up. There's some regular yellow under there as well, but the coolest part is that you do get a sticker sheet. It is the same sticker over and over again, but it's pretty cool the way that they use it. You sort of put it all over the shirt itself to make it look like a Hawaiian pattern. I really like that. I wish they were printed, but honestly, it's smarter that they didn't. I didn't really expect them to do prints with how many of the same sticker that they have over and over again. Just to print the same thing on a bunch of different pieces would kind of be a waste of money or a waste of printing, so I completely understand. It's still a really cool design on the shirt. Very simple, but I do like it. And it does really look like a shirt is just encapsulating all adult of Stitch, and that's really funny. I know a lot of people were quite upset when he did have this shirt on rather than not having one at all, because Stitch is usually seen without anything on, so it's just supposed to be Stitch. However, I think the addition of the Hawaiian shirt gives this set a little bit of flair and some cool different colors to build in rather than just having, you know, the dark azure and the light azure, or the medium azure. I don't know why I keep calling it the light azure. It's just really odd to see that color be named that because of how light it is compared to most other blues. Anyways, that doesn't matter. The face and the head are built really, really, really well. They look really accurate to Stitch as a character, and I think that my favorite part is the printing on the eyes. The printing on those giant dome pieces, they've been doing for a while now, but they have nailed the printing process on these pieces. They are kind of giant domes. You can see that they are built on snot bricks, so they are sort of on there in a way that is not conventional, but the eyes look so good. They look really, really good. He looks perfect. The eyebrows on there too, and they all line up with the nose and the mouth. And I want to talk about the mouth really quick as well. The mouth does use these little roof, I call them little micro roof pieces. They're just like 1x1 tiled over pyramid pieces that look really good as teeth. He looks really funny with those teeth, and I love that. On top of the head, you actually also do have a Hawaiian flower that is brick built. That is really cool. They use a bunch of these hard tiles, and that's probably why you saw one on Stitch's chest if you were paying attention. Towards the beginning of the video, he does have a 1x1 heart tile on there. I don't know how that got on there, so I did pause for a second just to take it off. But yeah, that's exactly where that piece came from, just one of the extras. But I do like the flower on there, and I especially love the use of that popcorn piece to represent like the pollen on the inside, or the part of the flower that's usually sticking out. Stitch does come with one accessory, that being an ice cream cone, and that is built just using one of these really big 3x3 cones, and I have no idea. I think it's a 3x3x2, and then that is attached to a 2x2 cone, and that is all in the nougat color to represent just the ice cream cone. And then you also do have this pink dome. I'm pretty sure that piece was used in the Lego Movie 2. Let me actually grab it so you can see it up close. So this is the ice cream cone, like I described. That's the cone right down there, and then that is actually inverted for this dome right here, and that's just attached by an axle for Technic. And then you've got two of these domes into one of these Technic ball joints. That looks perfect. It looks like strawberry and vanilla ice cream with a cherry on top. Stitch does just hold that ice cream very loosely. His fingers don't really clasp down all the way to hold onto it very securely. Like, you can actually just take this and kind of, actually, that's not that bad. Now that I say that, it's gonna prove me wrong on camera, but this is actually just kind of inserted right there, and he does kind of hang onto it loosely. It does fit well. Once it's on a shelf, it's not going to go anywhere, so that is nice. But it is very easy and very not difficult to remove. Stitch is one of Disney's most recognizable characters. Of course, we would get a buildable version of him. I am just personally not a fan of these buildable character sets. I do love getting different things in Lego, especially when they branch out into different themes. I love, love, love that Disney is just finally deciding to do an Aristocats set. That is awesome with Marie. And again, if you haven't seen it, I've probably already put it on screen, but I'll do it again. It is really, really cool. I think that these buildable characters in the vein of different movies that we've never gotten before is the exciting part, because that means that we could potentially be getting more sets based on either a specific movie that we've never gotten before or just an entire new theme altogether. And I think that would be amazing. And I wish that Lego would keep experimenting with these different films, because I think that they have so much material that they can pull from for new sets, and especially minifig based sets. Stop doing mini dolls, Lego Disney. I'm sorry, nobody wants them unless, I don't know, I feel like minifigs would make the playing field so much better for everybody, including kids who don't like mini dolls. So yeah, that's just speaking for myself though. So anyways, that is going to be all for now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.